rolling it out to the company without making it sound like it was just another tutorial of another thing. Part of my job is to convince people that the technology, there's uses for it and what can it do above and beyond. Everyone's like, well, we could just do this in Bluebeam. It's like, agreed. However, with Bluebeam, it's chunky, it's good. It has all its pros, but sometimes it's nice to just scratch something on a piece of paper, but you don't want to throw that piece of paper away. Or it's on a whiteboard and you're like, I'm going to take a picture of that. So it's kind of like it's a fluid, more flexible, more like you're not being precise. Yeah, so I think it's more or less we want to annotate a lot, and I think the one thing that we find is that we just need to make sure that we can have more apps. So Bluebeam as one. There's really two scenarios that I really look at. There's the annotation, brainstorming, collaborative, let's just get some notes. Then there might be some times that need a little bit more proficiency, let's say Bluebeam. So just like in Procore, and we had to make sure that everyone understood is you can actually mark up in the Procore app because they have their own drawing tools. It's not to mix those up to say, hey, if you do that, it's actually on the drawings. And you know what, that's good. In certain circumstances, you're like, hey, let's mark this up on our drawings in Procore Drive, but then making sure that maybe you can just take that snippet or annotation and put it to your whiteboard and then just annotate there. So one's more permanent than one is kind of the napkin piece. We'd have the whiteboard. We would each take a slide and we pre-populate our things during the meeting, and then we'd stand up and go through it and do some markups and then so it's more or less like it's like augmenting the meeting. We could do everything on the computer, but I think it's almost acting like a presentation board versus everyone just sitting on the computer and just saying, okay, this is what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. You kind of stand up and you kind of show, and like it just has a better, I don't know, it's just more like an environmental feeling of like, hey, this is me sharing it with you instead of just sitting behind a computer. So there's a little bit of both.